L'altra cosa che ho visto che è utile è che ha la cosa di scrivere questa sul mappo di perché io ho
Okay, so I think we can start. I switch to English because, I mean, we can, it's for all. So welcome here. I mean, today is a kind of, you know, a retreat of our center just to tell you a little bit about the first year of my directorship. I met you, I mean, the first time when I arrived, like in the first few months, I tried to meet all the units. Now you grow. I mean, there are many people that I have not yet met. And I will meet all of you, all of your units again in the first 3 months of 2026. So welcome. Today, I mean, I would like to, first of all, share a little bit about the strategy of the DigiS Center. As all strategies, it's very high level. So what we have tried to do also is to kind of ground it a little bit more on what are the actions that we consider important for achieving this strategy, okay? So you can have a look at the strategy, which is already on the website. Thank you, Napo. The website is new. We have just created a new website. So, I mean, Napo created a new website. He is our, really our webmaster. And so you can also download the strategy from the website, okay? But it's very high level. So it's, I mean, all strategies are like that. But what we would like to do today is to give you a slight overview of the strategy, but more importantly, I would like to tell you which are the actions that we have decided to put in place for achieving the strategy, but also it's an occasion for me to grab your suggestions, your comments, your thoughts, and this is really a good opportunity. Or just to like think about these actions, and then when we meet with your units, then we can exchange, you know, opinions and comments and everything. But if you want to do that starting from today, I will be more than happy. Okay, so this is really an informal meeting. It is also in streaming because some of the people that wanted to participate are abroad, for example. So I have decided to share it online. So let me thank you also the technical guys over there. Okay, so let's start a little bit with the high level part, okay? So we have a vision that is almost, quite obvious, of course, that digital technology is transforming our society. And it's really becoming pervasive in all the aspects of our everyday life, in our offices, in the hospitals, in schools, in cities. And basically, we try to use and to harness this potential to help society to become more resilient, inclusive, and secure. That's clearly, this is clearly a very important and challenging ambition. But the important thing is that we cannot really consider it just from a technical and technological perspective or scientific perspective, because we need really to bring together a multidisciplinary competencies like technology, governance, culture, ethics, and also understand human behavior. But because when we want to model like socio-technical systems where we bring together artificial infrastructures and humans, we really have to model the human behavior and social dynamics, because otherwise our models are totally useless because they're not realistic, right? So it's clearly it's important that we co-create these technologies with society, because they are our target in a way. So people represent our target in terms of citizens, institutions, communities, enterprises, schools. And of course, we need to, first of all, make them aware through AI and data literacy, and technology literacy in general, but also we need to engage them in our design, okay, of our assets and products and prototypes in a way. Why we want to engage them? Well, first of all, because we need to create more realistic models, and second, also to strengthen the trust, okay? Because if you provide people or communities with something out of the box that they didn't really participate in the design, I mean, having trust is a little bit more difficult than just, be involved in the co-creation of the asset that we are delivering. And therefore, of course, we can also, the engagement creates awareness, creates motivation, possibly behavioral change, hopefully, and of course it will strengthen trust. Okay, so this is the areas and the different research areas that we are interested in. And we can see that there is something, new in a way. That is the digital ethics part, which is at the center. So we have 5 research areas that we are interested in. Edge AI, so the architectures that are, or in artificial intelligence that runs on tiny devices, so low power solutions that are useful for embedded systems. And in this area, we are also, of course, taking into account the part related to the privacy, okay? So for avoiding, releasing and disclosing private data. Then we have a part that is related to complex socio-technical systems, and for this we have already discussed. So this complex socio-technical system has all the part related to the modeling, so how to model these socio-technical systems, including the part related to human behavior and social dynamics, but also the part related to the motivational game-based systems that try to, support and drive a change that is, of course, toward the good behavior and good behavior of people, of course. Then we have the part related to language and media. This is a broad part in the center that concerns all the natural language technologies, but also, of course, the part related to education and culture, and it is also related to the analysis of social media. And this is a very important community that we are dealing with. So we are dealing with real communities, so the ones made of real people, but also virtual communities, so like social media and monitoring and analysis, basically. Then we have the remote sensing part that is related to the Earth observation, but also space exploration. So, we have the group of Francesca that is also working on the space part, which is, by the way, a very important part of Cluster 4, so the one that is related to digital industry and space. Of course, it will concern also remote sensing. And the AI and data literacy is the last big topic that we are covering, and that is kind of new in a way, because first of all, it's now, given the AI Act, it's now mandatory that all people that are developing solutions and deploying AI solutions and data-intensive solutions, they have literacy, so they are aware of the use and the risk, the opportunities and the risk of these tools and systems. Of course, here we have a part related also to the, evidence-based policy making, in the sense that we want to inform policymakers about the possibility of basing their policies on data, on evidence, and not just, on some thoughts and some, just ideas. But we really can create tools that enable data visualization for explaining to policymakers what is the impact of their decision, what are the costs of their decision, and what are the real effects of what they are deciding. At the core of all these, so at the intersection of all these 5 research areas, there is digital ethics. Also, digital ethics in general is considered as something very philosophical, okay? So, like, it's very related to the philosophy of science, philosophy of technology, but indeed, here digital ethics for us is something which is very, very concrete. So what we want to do is to create tools that translate ethical principles, but also laws, okay, so like laws coming from the AI Act, but also from many regulations, into technical requirements. And this is not really easy, okay? It's not easy in many aspects, for many contexts, but it's crucial, because otherwise we cannot create tools that are ethical, that are compliant with the regulation, and without this translation, okay? So it's something which is very, very operative, okay? So it's not really a philosophical things. Of course, all these 5 areas have something to share with the digital ethic part, because, for example, for the complex socio-technical system, you are modeling humans, deciding on humans, and interacting with humans, and of course, this needs to be compliant with, for example, the AI Act and several regulations. For the language and media also, it's very important that we understand which are, for example, language that is not fair, that has stereotypes, and of course this also intersects with digital ethics, as well as for the remote sensing also. There are parts that are related to the sustainability, for example, okay, so to the use of technology also for understanding what are the changes in the territory due to climate change, due to and also, of course, find counteracting measures for improving the situation. For AI and data literacy, clearly, I mean, this is a part that is very much related to digital ethics, because when we are creating policies, these policies in general affect humans, and again, we are in the part that is related with ethical decision making and trustworthy decision making and compliant decision making. And finally, I mean, the edge part. I mean, the group of Elisabetta, so they have developed many tools that try to preserve privacy while, for example, being able to understand human activities, okay? But of course, without disclosing any privacy issues. We have some research challenges. Of course, the modeling of a complex system is one, the part related to the edge AI, to the remote sensing, data governance and ethics, motivational and behavioral change, and social media tracking, monitoring and analysis. So, of course, the research challenges are many. We have, of course, many intersections also between different units, and the collaboration, of course, within different units to achieve the vision that I've just said before. We have decided to have 3 main impact areas. One is digital empowerment, so meaning that with digital tools we want to empower people for improving the quality of life, for understanding the risks, for understanding the opportunities, also, I mean, to improve also the quality of their lives. The education and literacy is the second one. So we need to, engage, inform, and make people aware. And of course, the final goal is to have to create a more inclusive, more secure, and more resilient societies. So this is from roots to fruits. So the research units that are 9 in our DigiS Center, they are basically feeding these research areas. This is a very good, nice picture again by Napo. So we have these, so the research units, I mean, you know perfectly, okay, what they are. This is more for a presentation for the outside of the DigiS Center. But of course, we have 7 research units and 2 horizontal units that are, of course, supportive. Okay, so basically, the strategy is this one, okay? So what I would like to talk more about today is about what are the actions that we have started to do and we will try to pursue in the future for improving, you know, and also to achieve our strategy. So this is an internal tool, okay? So we will not share it, or maybe yes, but I mean, it's really something for us. That is, you know, a list of actions in a set of areas, okay? So the first part is related to people. Sorry, there is a part that is still in Italian. Sorry, I will translate it. One part is about people. The second part is about research activities and projects. The third part is about, you know, kind of collaborations with the public administrations. And then we have the companies, for which we have a strategy that is sort of different with respect to the past, and the collaboration inside FBK, okay? So I would like to show you a little bit about these actions that I think that are useful, but of course here your suggestions are also very welcome, okay? So if you have some ideas about how to improve your situation, the situation of your group or a group of people, then please just contact me or discuss it now. Okay, let's consider people. Okay, so first of all, the PhD. PhD, we have, so the new PhD, we have done an effort for increasing, almost doubling the number of new PhD. So this is not the total number of PhD, but just the new PhD. So we started in 2024. So the one that is the cycle that basically started in November 2024, when I arrived, basically, it was 6 people, and now it's 11 for the year after. So this is in line with what has been asked us from the governance. Now, clearly, this is a very important aspect because we believe that PhD are extremely important for the research activities in all groups, okay? I mean, it's the PhD and the young researchers that are really doing the very important part of the research activities. And here you can see that we have many partnerships that are already active with several universities in Italy, abroad, but also with the national PhD. So the national PhD, there are 5 kind of national PhD. We are collaborating with the one with society, okay, AI and society. The university that is leading that is the University of Pisa, but the PhD is national, okay? So it's a sort of a national PhD. We have 2 of them. Then we have Bologna, Trento, La Calabria, Cattolica, Udine, also Santiago, La Coruña. So we have several partnerships. But you know, the important thing is that this has a very important impact on the budget of the center, because at the moment PhD cannot be funded by projects. So this is something that the governance, suggested to they are trying their best for changing this so that we can, in a way, also pay PhD on projects, and that will, of course, be very, very important. Talents, of course, FBK has launched different talent programs. One is the Science Ambassador, so we have 3 people from DigiS that are participating to this program, and also the new initiative on ERC. ERC, as you know, is the European Research Council project. They are very prestigious projects that are related to the person and not to the institution, differently from European project. And we have 2 people in the final stage of the proposal preparation, meaning that FBK has provided a sort of, preliminary evaluation through people that are present in ERC panels. And 2 proposals have been selected for the next stage, which is the preparation of the proposal for the EU, okay? So this is important to mention, that we are also participating to this talent program of FBK. And this is something new that we have decided to create quite recently. So basically, the problem is that what I have noticed is that, the proposal writing is mainly, okay, not exclusively, but mainly driven by the head of units, okay? And but I think that it's very important that, and it's a very important asset in every researcher curriculum to be able to create and to be able to write good proposals, okay, good project proposal. Because if you will become, senior researchers, or will end up in university, but also in companies, you need to be able to write project proposals, good project proposals, okay? So this is an asset that I think it's important, and we have decided to help. Because in general, young people, if we say, okay, write a new project proposal, it's not really easy, okay, as an easy activity, because there are some obvious things for a person that is expert in proposals and writing, which is not totally obvious for a young researcher. So we have decided to create a sort of learning by doing program, in the sense that, of course, in accordance with the head of unit, we would like to create a sort of, program for accompanying young persons in the proposal writing, okay? So with a sort of feedback that is given during the whole preparation. So, for example, it's clear that if we find a person in PMG that is the group of the project management that is, expert in the topic of your project, it's even perfect. Okay, that will be perfect. But of course, I mean, even if I read a project on telecommunication of which I do not know anything, I know if the project is well written. Why? Because you have to align objectives with impacts and then KPIs. I mean, there are some structures that are pretty much, common and pretty much, useful to know in a way. So I have asked Serena to coordinate this learning by doing program. It means that she will not do all the, the mentoring. It's a sort of mentoring program. But of course, she will try to find within PMG the people that will help you in the proposal writing. I think that this is an important asset for young researchers in particular, and then once you have done, the writing of a whole proposal with this mentoring, you will be able to write, in the future, a proposal in a more autonomous way. Okay, so this is something also that I think it's interesting for young researchers in particular. Let's see the research part, and in particular the funding strategies. So as you all know, the PNRR is almost finished, and this will drain quite a number of resources from the center. We luckily have, Horizon Europe, which, by the way, this year has been pretty much, strange. Why? Because we didn't have one call, the April call in general. Okay, we have two calls, one in April and one in November, October, November, September. I mean, it depends on the cluster. This year, we have totally skipped one call. So basically, in 2025, all projects have been presented from September to November. And this gives, you know, a very important and huge, you know, resource drain, because in a way, all the resources that will arrive starting from mid-2026. So this is something very, very important in the budget of the center. Luckily, we have very big projects in which you are involved, like HD Motion, the EPCI CIS, collaborations with public administration, and so on. But it's important that we have, you know, to know that, I mean, this is a very important, very particular moment in which the PNRR has ended and new projects are not yet in. But I will tell you what we have done for trying to, you know, deal with this problem. So the first one is that we have some strategic program from the governance, from which DigiS is involved in, as I told you. The AI for the one that are related to the AI for society, the EPCI CIS and Altedic, the HD Motion. We are not at all involved in the AI factory, which is pretty strange, I think, in the sense that, I mean, I'm trying to talk to the strategic planning, because the AI factory, FBK, is involved only in the agri-tech part, okay? So it's totally involved in the agri-tech part, but I think that we can we can bring a very good, you know, input to this project, because this project is meant for, I mean, besides the infrastructure, okay, it's 230 million, I guess. I don't know, Fabio, I don't know if it is correct, of which 200 million are for the infrastructure, okay, hardware. And the other 30 millions are for services that we create with companies, okay? So I think that there is a part that is related to the, for example, to the compliance that is not covered by FBK. So I'm discussing with Paolo Traverso to try to understand whether we can bring some activity in the AI factory. There is a new opportunity that is very important for us, EPCA AI. So this is a very big proposal and it's under preparation. So I hope that we can really, I mean, bring some contributions in this big project, okay? So these are really projects that are managed not by me, not by the DigiS director, but by the strategic planning unit. And indeed, it's correct, because, you know, I mean, they can be interesting for many centers. This is, wow, okay, this is your part, Eli.
Really go quick here is just to say that our possible contribution in say AI would be the fact that we are building the infrastructure on which that the action that will be there will have a base. So if you go just and the next one, this is just extracted from a presentation that we recently did to the board of directors to show that, in particular, we are in the platform with the group of Raman and in the edge component with my unit. So that's all. It was just to say that.
Yeah, so basically, the thing here is that we wanted to say that the new project will be based on the previous one in which we are involved, of course. So it's hopefully we will be also involved in the AI, EPCI on AI, which is, of course, a big project. So we are preparing, so FBK is preparing an expression of interest. So we will, of course, you know, be ready to contribute also to this. Grants. Okay, so as I told you, 2025 has been weird. Okay, a weird year in which different clusters have skipped totally one call, the call that is in general during April, okay? That in 2026, there will be this April call, luckily. So what happened is that basically starting from September to November, the project management group, they've done a huge work by preparing just for DigiS 50 proposals, totally, so DigiS plus AI, 60 proposals, okay, in 3 months. So this is really an immense amount of work, a huge amount of work. So of these proposals, we have asked as DigiS, so I have asked the right interpretation of this slide. Only for DigiS, we have asked more than 14 million euros, okay? We have requested funding for more than 14 million euros. In totally, together with the AI Center, 28 million, okay, so almost 30 million, which is really a huge amount of funding asked. So now we have done a sort of prediction based on the past and based on the success rate, expected success rate of the call, okay? So suppose that we have, I don't know, a call for, I don't know, a call that asks for, I don't know, 5 million, and then we have one proposal that is funded, and we have 30 proposals submitted. Then we have one under 30 that is the acceptance rate. So the average acceptance rate for all the proposals that we have done is 5.9%, okay, 6%. So basically this will end up in being almost 800k euros, so we hope more, of course. Much more, but I hope that at least these 800k euros will arrive. And of course that this is divided by 3 because it's for 3-year funding, and then divided by 2 because we are just considering half of 2026. We expect to cover almost 200k euros, I mean, as an input to our budget. So this is just to say that this has really needed a huge amount of effort by all the units, of course, and also by the coordination of PMG. Of course, I mean, the expected funding is in general higher than what, so the funding computed by the acceptance rate is in general lower than the one that we are able in general to reach. So in general, we are better than the average acceptance rate, except for the 2024, but you know, so it went up to 330% in 2023. So we were basically able to triple the average acceptance rate. But of course, in 2024, it was a little bit lower. So it depends really on the competition. It depends on the quality of the other proposals. It depends on luck. It depends on many, many aspects. Publications. At the moment, for the publications, we are a little bit, you know, down with respect to the previous year. It was Sara, you did this.
So we published this year almost 80 papers, and last year it was like 105, so around 25 papers less published, but with a good impact factor. So, and oh, no, so, and then, yeah, since we were given access to the platform that the Office for Research Evaluation is using to assess our performance in publications, we were able to do an analysis and looking at the abstracts of these papers published this year and to ask an LLM to cluster them into topics, and these are the main topics we published about. So you can see some topics that are nearer, so suggest some collaborations among units, also in published papers.
Yeah, thank you, Sara, for this slide. So indeed, I mean, we are a little bit, you know, in 2025, our publications were a little bit lower than the one in 2024. I also know that all the projects, all the reporting, the project reporting, in particular for PNRR projects, have been huge. So, I mean, this is quite normal that there are fluctuations in different years. What else? Okay, so we have, you know, for the digital ethics part, We have, you know, this AI compliance mission, and in particular, I want to introduce you Andrea Borghesi. Can you just show? He's Andrea, and he is will lead this mission on AI compliance. So the idea is the one that I have already talked about in the previous meeting that we have done. So we have several regulations. In particular, one is the European AI Act, but we have also many regulations that depend on the sector in which we are using AI, on the fact that we are considering, so all the public administration, for example, is under the lens of these high-risk systems, because all the public administration, many public administration applications are related to humans, okay, and therefore they need to be trustworthy, so create systems that are trustworthy, and so on. And in particular, this AI compliance mission will cover basically three directions, okay, one is research, okay, we'll cover research, so try to glue and coordinate FBK activity on compliance, on trustworthy AI, to create, you know, a sort of collaboration and connection between different activities that are carried out in different centers, just to create and glue a critical mass on AI compliance. And also there will be possibly a joint lab with the privacy unit from the HR that is under discussion in a way. So the idea is really to create a sort of internal research community working on this, and of course be you know, seen by the outside as a reference point in the AI compliance part. Then of course, I mean, the connection. So we have many centers that are working on this aspect in Italy and outside Italy, and of course we need to connect with them. The first obvious relation is the one with Unibo, because I come from there, and also Andrea comes from there. And you know, we will create a sort of joint lab, so to, you know, put together the critical mass that we have in Bologna and the critical mass that we have here in FPK. But not only, so the third part and the third important part of the AI compliance strategy is to generate and create assets. So we have the AI platform by the group of Raman that is, you know, a platform for developers. So it supports the development of, you know, AI systems. It has a lot of, I mean, services related to the cybersecurity and all this part that are crucial for the AI services. But it's important also to create some tools that are able to measure the compliance on several dimensions of compliance, robustness, fairness, privacy, and things like that, and basically try to enforce it in case it is not enough. So the asset part is also very important because the assets are something that we show to the outside. I will tell you something in a minute. Andrea is, as I told you, the reference point. We have done this year with the first event on April 15. It was very lively, very nice. We had many people participating from 5 centers, and we plan to organize an event in 2026, but this time it will be a little bit more deeper, okay? So with scientific presentations in several, you know, areas related to AI compliance from everybody that is interested in participating, okay? Public administration. I leave the floor. Yes, please. Marco?
Okay, public administrations. I hope next time I will be able to speak about research. These are projects that involve research, but also impact, as many of you who have been involved know very well. These are large projects that actually are broader than the center. They involve 3 centers each, and in AI4PA we had the fundamental involvement of pianificazione strategica. But I believe it is very important that the DigiS Center has a prominent role in these projects, since we are about digital society, and of course public administration is an important element of digital society. So the projects have two different goals. The AI for public administration is to invest on replicable, trustworthy, sustainable AI solutions for the public administration. The project is almost over. We are nailing the coffin, sort of, the project in these weeks. But what is important is that we really managed to provide a robust methodological and technological foundation for AI in public administrations. We have a treasure of research assets that we are not exploiting and not publishing, so this is good for the future. And we obtain a high level of visibility and reputation, also at the national level. They tell me that Paolo Traverso at the fair event pushed AI for public administration as one of the key topics, so this is very good. For the future, the point here is that we have to move from a project point of view to a co-innovation lab point of view. We really have to strengthen the collaboration with our partner in this project, which is the public administration, the local public administration, and we need to work and to replicate the results in other Italian or European public administrations. Similar situation for Bologna Digital Twin. This project is about a digital twin, which is bad. It is about using technology to monitor and predict, but to try and do it in a civic way, as a tool of engagement and as a tool for reasoning about the digital dimensions that Michela mentioned already in the first slide. Here we managed to set up a platform based on Raman's platform. We have models and algorithms, and we have use cases that we are developing. We have 1 more year to bring home the result. We have to ensure sustainability of the solution in Bologna. We need to replicate the solution in new European cities. On this, we are working with the PMG group to have proposals both in the urban and in the rural areas. But we also have to keep doing research, since having a digital twin, a model for a whole city, is still an open problem, and here there is really the possibility to work together to achieve this result in DigiS and with the other centers of FPK.
Perfect. Thank you very much, Marco. Okay, so this is for the public administration, and I mean, I'm almost done. Okay, so companies. So companies, I mean, it's very much very difficult in general to participate and to collaborate with companies for a research institution. I mean, I know that there are other centers that are doing it, I mean, basically on a daily basis. But I think that we really need to avoid collaborations with companies that are, you know, devoted to develop something that has a small research contribution for us. They have very strict deadlines. They push and they give you, I mean, not much money for working. Okay, and this is not our job. Absolutely, we are researchers. So what I would like to do is to establish 2 different collaboration schemes. One is related to long-term collaborations. Okay, so collaborations where you can really set up a strategy, a plan that involves research activity, okay, and go for that. And we have one example that is the data collaboration. I mean, with data, they have people working in our lab, in particular in the Raman group, and this, I mean, in general, this is a long-lasting collaboration that can, in a way, provide either development for the Raman group or research, okay? We have just closed one additional framework agreement with Optit. Optit is a company with the headquarters in Cesena. And they basically come from the operations research, so optimization, and now they are, of course, interested in the interaction between optimization systems and AI systems, okay? So like optimization with prediction. They are working very heavily with municipalities, with you know, for waste management, water management, for energy management. So they are a very broad set of applications, and they are super interested in many of the research topics that we develop in DigiS. So digital twins, motivational systems, and things like that. So we will have a person that will be hosted in DigiS, also from Optit. He will arrive soon. But basically, the thing is that I would like to understand through this collaboration, that is a long-lasting collaboration, whether we can establish some long-term relationship that is based on research. Okay, so they are doing a lot of research. They have also done a PhD, industrial PhD, of a person working with them in Bologna. It is the person that will come here also. So he's a researcher that has, in a way, you know, company involvement, and of course is interested in research that is application driven, but still research, and this is very important. The other way to connect with companies is to, you know, expose the assets that come out from our projects that are still prototypes, okay, so they are not really applications that have, you know, TLR ready to the market, and make the last mile. So, for example, if companies are interested in assets that we have developed, here are just some examples, they can really take them and make the last mile for bringing them to the market, okay, without starting from scratch. And this is also a way. It's difficult to have this kind of collaboration. I mean, I know. But if it happens, it's a very good connection, okay? So in general, for example, if these things work, so if this connection works, then, for example, with a company that starts from one asset and brings it to the market, we can establish a long-term collaboration so that the next asset are developed with the company, so it's easier that they are brought to the market by the company. Of course, we cannot create tools that are ready for the market, because we are a research center. So here we have some assets, the AI platform, the civic digital twins, some detection for deforestation. I mean, we have several you know, units, that have participated to this. The TinyML is the one for the A3, the Elisabeta's unit, motivational system by Anna Paola. LTS bike plan is Napo, right? I never remember. E3DA. I mean, I cannot pronounce E3DA. I'm sorry. I say letters randomly. So E3 something. So we have. Is it yours, Napo? The one on the bike? Yeah. So then social media listening and analysis platform is Sala and also Riccardo, I guess. This environmental change detection is Francesca. Agricultural field, the same, Francesca, and detection of the forest. I mean, everything is Francesca is doing a lot of, has done a lot of assets, the Francesca's unit. RSDE. Okay, so the last part, believe me, I mean, I just will stop. The last part is about fostering and improving the collaborations within FBK, okay, so with other centers. So we have a joint proposal, so out of the 50 that DigiS has proposed, I mean, through PMG, 31 are with other centers. In particular, of course, AI, because I mean we were together, okay, as a center, but also with digital health, digital industry, IRVAP, and cybersecurity. Of course, I mean the large majority is with the AI center, but also with other centers. We are trying to, you know, start interesting collaborations. Then we have 3 other things that I would like to discuss. The one is by Napo. Napo, this is yours.
Okay, so Michela started to speak a lot about AI literacy, and she underlined the topic that our goal is about decision making. A lot of people, when you start to speak about literacy, thinks about school and other, but we want to stay in the position of decision makers and policy makers. But if you are looking around us, the first center in FBK very relevant in this topic is IRVAP. So we want to start together to IRVAP to create a collaboration to speak about how is relevant the use of the AI, so also the AI literacy, to teach to the decision makers how to take decision by using the AI. So we want to play together and also identify some report made by the IRVAP, because IRVAP use a classic mode. Collect the data, write the report, share the report with the policymaker, and we want to try to create an innovative way to use the AI to explain not only what is the report, also how to build the report, how to map the report, and how to take decision from here.
So this is, I mean, a starting collaboration. I mean, with IRVAP, DigiS has already collaboration in the past, but this is something new that is, I would like to have a long-term collaboration again, okay? So every time they have a new problem, okay, and a new policy to understand the impact, to evaluate and to create, we can create a corresponding tool for then enabling the AI and data literacy for other policymakers, okay? So we have to create examples, and these examples can be created together with this center. The other part is the AI platform that is not just the DigiS tool, but it's also for other centers. This is for Raman.
Thank you, Michela. So this is one of the assets that DigiS has, and it's a bit orthogonal in the sense that it may be used in different contexts, and originated from AI for PA project, and where we have been working for several years on this platform, building an open source platform for developing AI solutions, a sort of an AI or MLOps platform for these kind of things, covering the whole cycle of the application, with the goal of being, well, cloud native indeed, open source, open for from the point of view of interoperability, but also extensible, which is one of the crucial elements. So we are sort of proud of the outcome of this work, and it's I believe this is very nice thing that we have developed. I would like to thank the whole team working on that, and the people involved also indirectly through the project to contributing to the platform. And we believe it's an enabler for many different things, for many new developments that we are planning to go. Michela already mentioned the topic of AI compliance, so bring the compliance within the platform to make it an integral part of the life cycle, natural and integral part of the development life cycle, but also civic digital twin that already tries to integrate and build on top of that, as well as the aspects like security, big data, bringing this to the edge computing, and tiny machine learning and AI activities for energy efficiency, for edge computing and things like that. So we plan to bring this into different projects, not only not stopping working with stopping the work with the AI for PA project, but bringing it to the other activities. Gemello Digitale is already using it for several years, the platform, and we'll go on in that direction. But also we have started very recently the project which is Trentino Health Factory, where we bring the platform to the health care domain, and we'll integrate it with the APSS platform for data management and medical data processing and elaboration, as well as the IPCHA project, whatever it is pronounced in English, for extending the platform from not only to cloud but also to edge dimension, and working on that aspects, considering the automation as a key element in this area.
Yeah, so this is just one. So this is a very important asset also for, starting collaborating with other centers within FBK, because as you see, for example, is it something also on the agri-tech thing?
Yes, one of the goals is to bring it to agri dimension through the collaboration on the Eritrea project, okay. Where probably the platform will be engaged for the AI part. Meanwhile, Direttrice project will focus on the data collection and all these things. Another point to add is that through AI for PA project, this has been brought to the Intelligenza and to Province of Trento as a platform to let's say, to distribute, to make a platform of reference for the public administrations like PAT itself, but also Community Trento and others to develop the AI solutions.
Okay, so stay here because basically, as I already told you, the PMG group has done a lot of service also for other centers, but also the group of Raman, because we are managing the AI infrastructure. So.
Yes, started from what we had before, the AI cluster, computational cluster for DigiS. It was DigiS and now AI also, where we had computational resources to do in the data center of hosted in the Intelligenza, but which is ours actually, a computation cluster that has roughly 70 GPUs, low mid-level GPUs in total, and some storage to support all these workloads. The goal is to that we are managing. The goal is to go to a bit more ambitious, let's say, integrated AI cluster that is shared between DigiS, AI, but also digital health and well-being and health emergency centers to have a unified platform, unified computation cluster targeting much more ambitious resources, and these days we are actually integrating those, so probably you have seen the cluster is offline. In Trentino Digitale. For the moment it is hosted in Trentino Digitale. Again, for the moment and for the future that we foresee, it is there. But we are speaking already about having something like 150 GPUs, also including high-level, It's a plan that is partially solved, so we already have something like 120, roughly. We have H100, H200, L40S, different installations of those. We are working on integrating, so having this big picture, integrating all the clusters of digital health, well-being, and ours into one unified infrastructure so that we can share. It's only of ABK. I mean, all these of the several centers, but only of ABK. It's hosted in digital, in Trentino Digitale. At the moment, it will have a storage shortly. It will have a storage of roughly 1.5 petabyte of space. Not all of this space will, of course, be used by directly because of redundancy and so, but it's a quite important number of amount of resources that we'll plan to have next year. It will be, as I said, shared between different centers with a centralized management and usage. And what is important, we try to bring the AI platforms, the software stack that we have developed as an enabler for different groups to work on in order to manage in more efficient way the resources, to streamline the work, to streamline the process and the solutions that we build.
Okay, so I think that with this we are done. So I'm sorry it was longer than expected. So thank you for your patience and your attention. So before concluding, so an opening, if you want some discussion, it would be very nice to have your views. Let me thank all these guys here. So the unit, the heads of unit of the DigiS Center, because they have really helped me in, you know, and supported me in this first year, because I was kind of shocked when I arrived. Everything is totally different with respect to university. So they have really, you know, accompanied me and make me feel, you know, welcome and also helped and supported. So thank you guys, really. Thank you to all of you. So if you have some questions, comments, otherwise we have a nice, you know, refreshment. I mean, we have some drinks and something to eat. I don't know. I think that the large majority of you have already had lunch because we are in Trentino. No, okay, thank you. Well, it's here, yes, I know. So I'm here for your comments, your discussion, or whatever you like to know more. Thank you. So do you have some questions, comments, suggestions, complaints? So you want to eat?
Before opening to the question, I think we also need to thank you because you didn't escape after the first shock, but you have been courageous enough to stay, and I hope I speak for all the unit responsible and have the patience to listen to us, to listen something that, I mean, I'm sure everybody just like flooded you. I use this word with consciousness, with a lot of information, maybe too many details, missing the big picture, but you had the patience to stay and put together all the dots and build up what we listen here today. So thank you very much from our side. I hope all of us. And yeah, so now if anybody wants to comment.
Thank you, because otherwise I start crying. Please do say something more. Ask something. Or do you have questions? Nothing? I know that the first part is always very difficult. Oh, you are hungry, I know. Okay, so let's go upstairs, I mean, in the ET digital space. So we can discuss there and chat there if you want. There is some food, some drinks. So thank you very much. And Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. But we will also make some tozo over there, okay? See you there in a minute.